Welcome to our 12 days of Christmas in the kitchen. Come with me as I share how we celebrate the 12 days of Christmas in our family. Each day I'll be sharing a recipe. Some are part of our yearly traditions and some are brand new to us this year. I am so excited to bring you along and share each one. We've reached the final day, 12 drummers drumming, and today I'm making a rich Jamaican Christmas cake. Deeply spiced, filled with soaked fruits, and baked low and slow. This cake is tradition, celebration, and heritage all in one. It's bold, festive, and meant to be shared in slices with those you love most. Today I'm working on another staple in Jamaican households around Christmas time. I am making a Jamaican Christmas cake. This is a very dense cake. This is not something you would put icing or frosting on, but it is delicious. This is a recipe that's available in my cookbook, but I will also have one linked below, and I will also put one on the screen at the end of the video like I did with all the others. But I remember growing up in Jamaica, Christmas was not Christmas unless you had a piece of Christmas cake. This cake is dense, it's decadent, but it's also full of so much flavor. This is something that you want to do weeks in advance. You have to plan ahead to make this kind of cake because weeks in advance you want to soak your fruits. That's something I've had soaking for a while. I've had raisins, prunes, currants, and mixed fruits all soaking in some Jamaican rum for about the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm going to use that soaked fruit to make this cake. This cake calls for all the regular things: brown sugar, butter, flour, baking powder, baking soda, and so on, as well as the spices that you will come to know like cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg, cloves, vanilla, etc. All the details will be listed down below, but let's follow along and make this cake together. Alright guys, so we're putting together this Jamaican cake. It has a lot of moving parts, so I'm going to do my best to simplify the steps and to be very straightforward. Here I'm going to be creaming my butter and my brown sugar. I have already blended my fruits, so weeks ahead of time you're going to put your fruits to soak. This can be done maybe 3 days before at the least, but you can do this up to months ahead of time. So I've already soaked my fruits and I've blended it to the consistency that I want, and then I'm just going to add my flavorings to this mix once I've creamed everything together. Very simple, very straightforward, but there's just a lot of moving parts. To save time, I've already cracked my eggs. I'm going to add them one at a time. Okay, my cake batter looks very good. At the end there, you saw me adding some browning. The browning is what's going to give it that deep, rich color. So you're going to add as much of that to your liking. I don't want the cake to be too dark, and so I've just added a little bit. I'm going to mix this together a little bit more, and then I'm going to pour it out into my prepared cake pan and get it into my preheated oven. So this is what my cake batter looks like. Again, you can add more coloring if you want, some more browning, but this looks pretty good to me. Alright, so my cake batter is ready. I'm going to pour it into my prepared dishes now. Okay, so now my cakes are ready to go into the oven. If you're concerned about the alcohol content and serving this to children, you can skip that. So like I shared before, a few weeks ago, I had already put my fruits in some Jamaican rum to have them soak. If you want to, you can soak them in grape juice, you can soak them in apple juice, and you can soak them in your refrigerator. If you're soaking them in an alcohol-based liquid, then it doesn't have to be refrigerated. But if you're soaking it in a liquid that is not alcohol-based, then I would do that in the refrigerator. This is going to go into your oven for a low temperature of 275 for approximately 2 hours, 2.5, depending on the size of your pans and the depth of your pans. Now this is not a very deep dish, and so it might not take 2 hours, but I'm going to start looking at it at the 1 hour mark, and then I will see how much more time it needs. But when you make a deep dish Jamaican cake, it usually takes about 2 hours. This might take a shorter time again because it's a smaller dish, but I will come back when this is done to give you a peek. Here are our completed Jamaican Christmas cakes. I am going to cover one of them in some Jamaican rum. The good thing about covering it with the Jamaican rum is that it's going to preserve the cake and keep it fresh and moist while it sits on your counter. If you're not going to cover the cake in the Jamaican rum or any other rum or wine of your choice, you can refrigerate it, okay? Like I said, this is not a cake that gets frosting or anything of the sort. It's just something that we eat traditionally at Christmas time, and it's just one of those childhood memories that comes back every time you see it and smell it.
I will be sure to list all the recipes in the description box down below. I will include links to any recipes that are not my own. Some of these recipes are my own and are available in my cookbook. I will leave a link to that cookbook, which is available on Amazon, in the description box below. I will also leave the recipe here on the screen for you so that you can screenshot the video and save the recipe. And that brings our 12 days of Christmas to a close. Thank you for spending each day with me here at For Your Heart and Home. Happy holidays!